Good evening and welcome to this channel about past lives and reincarnation. So today I will answer two questions. The first one is about something that I talked about in an earlier video. How very much involved these people are on the other side. They are much involved in this struggle that we are in right now on this planet. Yes, they care about this. They care about their loved ones and the overall situation, of course. So this is the comment. I think we need more confirmation like this from the other side. I would also be interested to know how spirits see the evolution of this thing in the years to come. Right. So I can honestly say this. Nobody told me. Those that I talked to. Nobody said, this is going to happen. No predictions like this. Well, those are the ones I talk to. Doesn't mean they don't know anything. But what I can say is that they seem to be much more optimistic than we are. Must be a reason for it. But they are very much involved in this. And this will, of course, affect the people here. And I'll tell you more about this. But first I want to tell you about my mother, because she said something which sort of connects to this, right? My mother passed away 3 years ago. And we had a very, very good contact. And now she contacts me regularly. And we often talk about my father. Because I don't have a contact. I don't have a good contact with my father anymore. I used to have a good contact with him, but now I don't. We still talk, but it's hard because he is so into this official narrative. It's ridiculous. It's very hard. And he doesn't like what I'm doing, it's hard. So now again, she talked about my father, and he's still alive. I forgot to mention this. He's 93 years old, right? And you know what she said? She said this. Everything will change with your father. And she seemed so certain about it. And then she said, we will talk to him when he ends this life. We will talk to him, and he will understand. And she had no doubts about it. She was relaxed about the whole thing. She knew that this would happen. This will happen. Right. So, here's the other question. How linked to our past lives are the ones we are living now? Do we relive similar stories through relations, etc.? Right. Now, of course, I can only tell you from my own experience. Now, I happen to remember a lot from past lives. And sometimes I'm reminded of my past lives. And something happens, I do something, and this is what I observed. The character, my character, hasn't changed. My character is the same through these lifetimes. And it's quite amusing, actually. And I'll give you an example. Now, I'm not sure. Maybe I told you this already. I'll tell you again. So, those of you who know me quite well, you know that I'm quite brutal, right? Or honest, something, right? And sometimes when I'm living this lifetime, I'm reminded of one lifetime that was quite special to me, and this was more than 2,000 years ago. I was living in what is now Greece, and I think it was called Greece then too. I'm not sure, but I was living there, and I was a philosopher. I'm very proud of this lifetime. I was not one of the big guys like Socrates or Plato or something, but I was a philosopher, and I was pretty well known in the area, you see. And I could write very well. I wrote a lot. Right? So then something happened, which I thought was hilarious. There was a village at a distance from where I lived, and they approached me. The people in charge of the village, I think, they came to me, and they wanted me to write some laws for them. And I said, no, I will not. And they wanted to know why, and I said, well, these people living there in this village, they are so stupid. It will not make any difference. That's what I said. And of course, this is typical for me. It is. So, sort of funny. So the character moves on. The basic character. And I believe, this is what I believe, I think the character is formed through experience. What is happening to you? See? That's how you form your character. Right. It doesn't seem to go away. You know, I thought this lifetime maybe I would be kinder, but I'm not. It's still there with me. I'm still like I am, you know. And of course you do different things. You know, you don't do the same thing lifetime from lifetime to lifetime. You change because of what happens. You can be a shoemaker, let's say. You make shoes one lifetime. And then at the end of that lifetime you say, oh, this sucks. I don't want to do it again. Or maybe say, this was nice. I want to be a shoemaker. So you can be a shoemaker for several lifetimes. Until you're pissed off with it and upset with something. Some client, you know. Something happens and then you say, no, I'll do something else. But the character remains the same. That's my observation. Right. Now I also want to mention this from the first question. Now, I was never involved in this myself. I'm certain about this, but I heard this. Leaders, big business leaders, political leaders that are real jerks. They are always infested with demons. That's what I heard. And spirits harassing them. People who are doing much harm to other people, they are harassed by spirits. I'm quite sure about this. I've been told stories about certain leaders, what happened to them. And I think it's like this. I think it's very common that these guys, these jerks, they have physical problems. And I think it's very common they have problems with their stomachs. Maybe you have seen something like this too. They will not tell you, I don't think so, but I think a lot of them are on some sort of medication. They have problems, big problems often, with their stomachs. Right. And this is typical. If you have a lot of demons harassing you and you're being harassed by spirits, I think this is typical. This will affect your stomach, this region right here. Well, you know, you feel something in your stomach, right? When something bad happens, right? The stomach is very sensitive to these things. Right, that's all. Be good.